All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Just Four of Us podcast, episode one. Our hosts today are myself, Drew. We got Blaze.
Hello.
We got James,
Hello.
and we have Joseph.
How's it going, guys?
And just, I believe you have our first topic for today, correct?
Oh, absolutely. It is it's a great one. So I linked the video for everyone. If you guys all have it queued up at 000, we can begin when y'all are ready. Do the countdown. Is everyone ready?
Yep, I've got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
So I propose this. The city allows for licensed masseurs to give genital massages if the masseur and the client both agree to it. We let someone get naked and have every other part of their body touched and rubbed by a massage therapist. Hell, we let proctologists spend their day fingering men and sticking things up their anus. So if someone
True.
wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him. Picture this, a big old sweaty fat guy would getting him off with your hand actually
All
be
right.
so much worse than giving him a full body massage, getting up in there under the folds of fat.
The dude's like
hurting the
doing hand motions and
proctologist
everything.
yeah, dude.
up his
Trying to sell it.
ass. And that brings me to my last point.
Oh,
This
last.
is about a group of people imposing their morality on the rest of society. If a grown adult wants a hand job, another
Oh.
grown adult is willing to give one for money, then let them. That's both freedom and capitalism, and that's the foundation of our country. If you have a problem with a genital massage, then don't get one and allow other consenting adults to do what they want. That would truly be
Look at the dude in the background.
for everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all about this. The lady
Yeah.
that's sitting there doesn't give two rips about what this guy has to say, but the guy in the background was like, "That's way better than the topic I was bringing here to discuss
Well,
today."
now I'm gonna be the guy. I'm with them on this. I'm in agreement.
So am I. Yeah,
I don't see. I mean, it's a valid point. Obviously, he's nervous why I did it, but like, I don't see why not.
Freedom and capitalism.
Exactly. Yeah.
if you go into a sanitary environment, if the place was illegally allowed to do so, and you enter a sanitary environment with the idea behind going in to get a full body massage, partial body massage, whatever, and it includes in this, term a happy ending. And again, like he stated, you have two consenting adults. What's the problem? You come up with a cost, and if the
nothing.
guy agrees to it, it's like buying a milkshake or a hamburger. That milkshake is $3. I'm cool with that. Here's your $3. The handy is $25. A little high, but might be a good handy. Here's $25, and you walk out of there a happy person. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I don't see an issue. Blaze, what are your thoughts? I guess.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see an issue with anything and presented in that.
I
So
was honest about it.
right. So go ahead, Joseph. So what's the flip side of that? Disease? Sure, could be. I mean, do we have stuff that can, definitely eradicate anything that, because these are bodily fluids, guys. We're not talking about just, bumping
That's true,
elbows
yeah.
with somebody, on an elevator in a bus. We're talking about somebody, ejaculating potentially here bodily fluids onto what? Another person's skin, their own skin, the floor. Who knows what's going to happen in this place? Because you give somebody an inch, of course they always take a mile, but so you have to kind of think the extreme on both ends. So yeah, great. This sounds like a heck of an idea. You go into this place, you pay your money, everybody's happy, but now it's finished. So what's the flip side of it? Do you get sick? I mean, how do you prevent people with STDs? Like,
I
see what
think
I mean?
yeah, so obviously the facility needs to have some sort of like biological process, right? Like, okay, you're gonna lay a towel on the dude's stomach or
Yeah.
whatever. Um, if you get it on your hands, you wash immediately.
They'd probably
You
have rubber
obviously
gloves.
well,
Oh,
that's the
well.
thing. That kind of that's that kind of that feels a little weird, that all that rubbing of that latex, but
Or people might
if
be
you
allergic
do
to
just
latex, right?
there you
Ooh,
go.
good call. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
you
have
would
to go
hate to.
goat. See, here we
Yeah,
go.
you'd hate to have a rash down there too, bro, if you started
Oh,
breaking out or something.
absolutely. Yeah, no.
But my thought is, the lady's, lubing up her hand. She's getting to work, and if there's any residual fluids on her hands from finishing this gentleman off, then there she can't have open sores. That's going to be one of the has to obviously be a ground rule, right? Because just like what James was stating, there could be STIs, STDs. So that's something that from a contamination standpoint can actually infect sores, can get into the bloodstream from there. So you gotta watch out for that, and you also have to make sure you're just constantly cleaning yourself, like you said, a sterile environment, right?
Yeah.
I think you got to go gloves though. I think you got to go gloves. If you slap a half a jug of Vaseline on your palm, dude, nobody's gonna feel the glove.
You're right. Good point.
And so there's the technology is there today with the right lubricants and viscosities and all that good stuff. I don't think that you feel the glove. And let's be brutally honest here. If you're gonna go to a brick and mortar that's in a shopping center right next to your shoe store and your nail salon and all this other stuff, the local rub and tug, and I don't think that you're that really concerned of the overall feel. You might be a regular, and you've got this rewards card, buy 5 and the 6th one's free. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
you know or you're just popping in, you're a traveling salesman or whatever the case may be, and you're headed from one city to another, and damn, dude, that 4-hour car ride, you start getting wound up. It's like, I got to pull off and blow this thing out of here.
Mm.
And so you grab an exit, you ease on in there. I don't know that you're that concerned. I think, and what I mean by that is with what they're using, et cetera. They slap a glove on, they pile a bunch, you reach your hand into the Crisco and you dollop it right on your dick, and you let them go at it. So I don't know. I think when you're actually getting a massage, right? Because I've never actually physically have one. So I think when you're getting a massage, it's a licensed therapist. They lay you down there, got you covered up, whatever the case may be. They oil you up a little bit, so there's not as much friction, skin to skin, and they're kind of rubbing you down, etc. And you do your thing. I don't know. I see them gloving up right before, it's like they kind of give each other the wink, yeah, we're good. And here we go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think from a regulation standpoint, most likely the biggest concern is what's the next step from there. Sort of the slippery
For
slope
sure.
thing that NRA is always worried about when it comes to gun regulation, right? It's like, okay, we allow this to happen. What's next?
Yeah,
Right.
you you give a little, they take a lot, kind of thing.
That's it.
Mhm.
100%. So now it's like, well, why can't I just bend over?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the glory hole? Again, is it two consenting adults? So if you've got a little storefront that has a closet on each side of this, partition in between, and there's somebody that can basically, verify identification, your age, etc. You're, 18 or 21, you're a consenting adult. Ease on into the closet. Whatever happens, happens. Right? Why not?
Right.
Agreed.
I mean,
Yep.
You charge a fee to the person that wants to come in because you don't know if they're going to give or receive, but at the end of the day, they're willing to do one or the other, or they wouldn't be there. Right. So, they pay a fee, here's $20, $30, whatever the case may be. I'm going to go stand in the glory hole for 20 minutes, 15. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
Because now it's between two consenting adults. And obviously, if they aren't concerned with who's on the other side of that wall, why would they ever even think about being concerned with STDs or STIs? You can't be. You don't know who's over there, but there's people
Yeah.
that do it. So yeah, I think you're right. I think with this kid sitting in front of, I say kid, he's obviously an adult, not a very old adult. He's a younger adult, and that's great. He's willing to write something up, take it before his panel. Is this a city
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's
Okay.
looks like it's
City
like a
council.
county,
Yeah.
city council or county commissioners, one or the other.
Okay. And he's that's the thing. So you've got this man that, it doesn't have to be man, woman, whatever. You got this person that took the time, came up with an opinion, did some research on it, and brought it before a board of people, to review, etc. So into the proper forum and said, this is what I think. And I think that's probably what the biggest thing that's going on here is that we don't have enough of this going on, number one. And number two, if we did, I think that our government as a whole, not just, the IRS and big government, our federal government, sorry,
Mhm.
but our state, county, our city, municipal, etc. I think they would have a better, not just understanding, but they would be willing to listen more if you had more people like this that were willing to take ideas, albeit completely left field.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
there's not enough demand for it, I guess, right?
Right.
Not
So
enough
that's
people
the whole thing. Exactly. If you had more people willing to go spend time and talk in front of a board of, a panel like this, I think that you would have a better overall community feel, a better overall state feel, and a better overall federal feel, because you would have more people voicing their opinions. And so the government wouldn't just be able to just, this is it, I'm stamping my name on it. This is the rule because we came up with it. These dudes in the suits and ties sitting behind the desks. Who gives a rip about their feelings? Nobody shows up here anyway to tell us. So,
Mhm.
we came up with what we thought was the best for the population. And then this guy shows up and he's like, I ought to be able to get jerked off if I want to. You're right, bud.
Yeah.
You're right. You should be able to. I'm down with that. And the guy clearly in the video is down with that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's the sanitary regulations, I don't see why you couldn't, right?
Yeah, I think a
Well-
lot of it also comes down to courage too. Like this guy was willing to get in front of all these people, his local,
Oh yeah,
community,
that was not easy.
and express. No, not at all.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree. I mean, it takes some, for lack of a better word, no pun intended, it takes some balls to be able to do this. Again,
Yep.
sit down, take the time, form an opinion, write something up that sounds logical, and while people might say, well, it's way off base, but yeah, sure, that's fine. But at least he took the time, wrote it up, came before the right people at the right right time, proper setting, etc. And here we go, and lay it all out there. No matter how outlandish or whatever it may seem or sound like to some individuals, I think that the guy was willing to do this. He got to be heard, and he was. Nobody threw him out. They may have just denied it as soon as he got done saying it. It'd been nice to kind of see another clip or see the rest of it, or kind of the communication back and forth. I think.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. So, how many of you guys have seen the body cam video of that Vegas police officer?
Oh yeah. Is it
Oh,
the one where
yeah,
you shoot
I
into the
have.
windshield?
James, have you seen that?
No, I
All
think
right.
I've
Yeah, if
I
you
think-
know.
something similar. It sounds like, but post that thing.
Oh, Yep, absolutely. I think our audience needs to see that too. So this is 4 minutes. I know that Blaze, you have some time constraints, so we won't watch the whole 4 minutes. His driving actually was exceptional though throughout that 4 minutes.
Yeah,
If
he
you guys want to
almost
queue
spun
up
out
to
and
3
wrecked
minutes,
it. I actually.
This dude, the thumbnail shows this dude both. It looks like the
sir.
speedometer shows him as driving.
Yep, he is definitely driving. So if you want to queue up at around 3 minutes, guys,
Okay.
and
I'm at if that matters.
yep, that's fine. And Blaze,
Can back it down, I think.
I'm at 301 as well, James.
all right,
Hmm.
good stuff.
Let us know when.
Yeah, let me know when you guys are ready. All of you ready?
I got it.
Ready?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. So keep in mind, they're chasing someone who killed someone. They're a murderer.
And they're shooting
And
shots at the officer.
Just roll those windows
they've
down.
shot. Yep, they've shot at the officer. So originally, I thought he rolled his windows down so he doesn't blow his eardrums out because that is loud.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just to clarify for everyone, this is a legal thing that a lot of officers do, depending on department policy. And the guys that actually do this actually have a specific training that they go through to learn how to do this. So this officer actually
What?
probably
Not
went
aware
through
of
that. Yeah,
I
there's
was not aware of that.
so there's this officer probably went through the training to shoot from his vehicle while in a pursuit.
He's out of ammo. See, now here's
Yeah.
the problem. He's out
Look
of
at the
ammo
way-
with somebody that shot at the cops. He's right here where this guy can back up into his car, and he's got to reload. Now he's out of ammo again.
Yeah,
Of course,
he's
the dude's
unloaded
probably
2
dead at this
clips. But you have to realize I think, I was reading a report about it. I think the officers shot 32 rounds total, and the suspect shot like 34 at the officer.
Yeah, so the first 3 minutes before that, the entire time they were chasing, they were just lobbing lead at the officers, and unfortunately, any civilians that were behind them as well. I did like that he ran for cover, but as you know, one gun owner talking to another one, James, how did you like his reloading at the end? I think he was just his heart was beating at a million miles an hour, and he just kind of messed that one up.
You could tell when he was driving. When he's switching the gun from hand to hand and he's driving with his knees, you can actually see his hand shaking. His adrenaline is pumping,
Yeah.
and his heart is beating so fast.
I
That
mean, could you imagine being in
he
that
just-
situation?
absolutely, he's
That's
keyed up.
yeah.
That's not a normal, again, try to put yourself in the police officer's shoes, right or wrong in this situation, whatever. We can get into that. Put yourself in the police officer's shoes. So he's in a pursuit. You already have this training to try to avoid the thing of tunnel vision. They're trying to, make sure that they're taking in everything that's going on around them. The peripherals stay open. They still hear the radio. They're not running faster than the siren will, allow. And what that basically means is driving so fast that, that you're almost as driving as fast as a siren. And so you've got other traffic, et cetera. And there was another police car in the video, as you guys saw. And this guy is moving his gun back and forth between his hands, back and forth,
Yeah.
left and right. This gun is loaded. This gun is one in the chamber, 5-pound trigger, ready to fire. His hands are already shaking. That was crazy to me to see that while driving, this guy had his gun out the whole time from 3 minutes on. And, he pulls up, he's now empty. He's fired and fired and fired. His gun is now empty by the time this guy stops. So now he's right in line of this guy to just throw it in reverse and run over this guy. And he can't do anything about it now because his gun is empty.
Yeah.
And so now he's got to change magazines, get another one in there, and, starts unloading again on this guy because he puts it back in drive. He's getting ready to take off. Now, of course, the guy obviously got shot and I'm assuming killed, but
Yeah,
the
driver
the
died.
driver died, yeah.
okay. That was pretty wild. That seemed more like gangland, cowboys and Indians kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Just run and gun, shoot them up. And now, Drew, you're talking about there's actual training for this? Like you can take a class or certification?
Officers have a training that they can go through to learn how to do this.
Is it just shooting from your vehicle in general, or actually shooting through your windshield?
Shooting through your windshield.
Because I mean, you would
Is
only
that
probably
glass?
be able to do this through the day, right? Because you're wearing sunglasses, or if you were doing it at
Yeah,
night,
you would
you'd
need to be
have
wearing
have-
glasses.
Yeah,
Because
you'd
that
have
glass
to
would
have
go
something
right into your
clear.
eyes.
Oh,
And
100%.
you aren't going to close your eyes while you're speeding at 70 miles an hour or something like that,
It's just, it's so loud. Joseph is right. That's got to be echoing in this car. So at this point, his ears are ringing. He can probably barely hear anymore because your senses are so queued up. Right now, we're just sitting here. But when you're in that position, man, your senses are queued up. Your
Oh, yeah,
eyes are as big
yeah.
as saucers. Your ears are perked up. They're tuned in. And now you just fired this freaking
With him
cannon
doing all that
through
too,
the windshield.
he communicated with his other officers really well throughout the
That's great.
first part of the video. Yeah. Did you guys? There's actually another video like this. I believe it was I want to say an Arizona state trooper. I'm not exactly sure on the state. But he actually pulled out his AR. He unhooked his AR and shot 70 rounds through his windshield at a suspect's vehicle. Have you guys seen that video? Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
locked
let
up
me-
in the center
Let me
console.
let me try and find it. Yeah, he unlocked it, pulled out his M4, and shot at the car 70 times. Let me see if I can find the video.
My question is what about the public around? Like, okay, I get it. This guy has shot at cop. So he is obviously shooting at the public around too, right? The bad guy is putting everybody in danger. But now
Yep.
the cop is actually making a judgment call to do the same. He's firing at this
Yeah.
vehicle. Not every bullet hit this vehicle. Not every bullet hit the tailgate, etc. Look at the back window. It's already busted out. What if some went through the windshield? Now where's it going to go? You know, that just, it seems a little wild. I don't know. I think that you follow the guy, spike strips, whatever. You got to pit the guy. You know, I mean, I guess they don't want to get that close if he's firing at officers, but man, he's eventually going to wreck out, and then you just surround the car. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it, I guess. I'm honestly, I'm really actually kind of confused. I'm shocked that there's a training of this. I thought this guy is getting ready to be the next guy with a lawsuit or get fired. You
yeah,
know?
it's all dependent upon department policy. Because obviously some departments, like my local police department, they don't have enough money to replace windshields all the time, right? So
Right.
it just depends on the department.
How often does something like this happen? I mean, I'm sure he was. Oh,
Not
no
very
more
often.
tickets. This is what I train for.
Not very often.
Blaze, what is the thing that you posted? It actually looks like it's from Tulsa, and it says gang unit, I think, and it says body cam shows officers shooting through windshield. Are they driving, or is the guy coming at them? Like the police are stationed.
Yeah, that's the same video. It's just a YouTube link instead of a.
Yeah, I actually had to watch
gotcha.
that one because of my VPN wouldn't let me to open up the other.
Okay. Now, I mean, I've seen the ones where, you know, an officer is sitting in the middle of the road, and like, for example, there's this lady, and she's actually leaving a school, and she is in a big SUV. It's like an Infinity or something, and she's speeding at officers head on. They're now stationary. They were chasing her into this cul-de-sac. Let me see if I can find it. She's chasing her. They're chasing her into this cul-de-sac, and you know, she goes down there. They stop because they realize it's a dead end. She circles back and she starts coming head on at them. And so, last ditch effort, the cops start firing, you know, through this lady's windshield.
Found what you were talking about, Drew, is in Oklahoma.
Yeah, can you link that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He just unlocked his M4 and started shooting.
Yeah, it looks like he unloaded at least 2 mags.
Yeah.
Based on what I was seeing here.
Yeah, I think it was 70 rounds. There was the video I saw had like a counter, and I remember it being at least 70. So I think he shot like 2 mags and like 10 in the additional.
So there's the video, guys.
Chase video shows deadly shootout. Okay, and
Yeah,
oh,
if
it's
you
a
guys
state
wanna-
trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know when you guys are all queued up and we can.
It was
Oh, I
linked
was
to
already
217.
I was already watching it.
Oh, 217?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it was linked
he,
at.
Oh, sorry, I must have clicked the wrong thing. Go ahead, go back to 00 because he starts lighting the car up like at the first 10 seconds of the video.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you can already see from just paused at 001, it's Oklahoma Highway Patrol, and it's a FLIR, so it's obviously the
Mhm.
helicopter, right? And it's what, like above the pursuit or something?
Yeah, but then they flip to his dash cam.
Okay.
The inside dash
guys are
cam and
ready?
the outside.
Yeah, if you want to count us down.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. So he doesn't have a transport cage.
Yeah.
Our next trooper is Trooper
Notice
Brian
that.
Costanza. He is out of Troop B area.
Brian Costanza.
Brian Costanza.
George Costanza's brother.
First officer.
This is a pretty cool video, dude.
It's got a front facing and a rear facing. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, that dude was shooting a hand. Could you imagine trying to do that with an M4? How much more adrenaline, you know? How insane
Yeah,
that
it
would
looks
be?
like it looks like he rests it on the steering wheel, and then he slides it to his dash.
When does
Yeah, I
he
think-
pull it, though?
About to pull it now. You'll see him
Okay.
start to reach behind his passenger side chair.
So the
when he
car
comes
ahead
up
of him
close.
looks like a pickup truck. His tires flat or something.
Yeah.
Something's scraping the ground.
Yeah, it looks like his back driver's side tire's out.
Okay, here he goes. See, about
Yep,
1
reaching
minute
and
he starts
grabbing it.
reaching. But
Yep.
see, his eyes never leave the front. Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looked back for half
Briefly.
a second.
Yeah, he probably couldn't find the lock or something. There he goes.
There you go. Yep.
And you can see the
Aiming.
windshield crack.
Boom, 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 boom,
Cow.
boom. Dude,
No
yeah.
glasses though. No glasses.
I know, and this is at night too, so this is totally violating the two things that we were talking about earlier. It's at night, and he doesn't have glasses.
But now he's losing distance on them. Granted, the bullet's going to
Well,
catch up.
he's
no
not
matter
pressing
what,
his
but
gas.
He doesn't even know what he's aiming at anymore.
Yeah, he's not pressing his gas.
No.
All right, he rests it down.
He
Mhm.
puts
And
it
then
like
he,
points it towards the floorboard.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes.
Yeah, the girl said driving.
Right. It sounds like they're in court or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they may be back at headquarters reviewing the footage or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what this is.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay, he's reloading.
Yep, he's aiming. Or yeah.
Yep.
He
He
is
just
reloading.
dropped the magazine.
Yep.
So that's probably a 20, 30 round mag.
There you go, dude. Just.
And you can see the flashes on the back of the truck. That's
Yeah.
where the bullets are hitting.
You see all the
Yeah.
smoke in the camera inside the cab? All the
Mhm.
fumes. Yeah.
Absolutely. All the gunpowder.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm surprised.
Dude,
you
he's
can
ripping
see.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, is he shooting back at him?
I think so.
You heard everything go down on the helicopter, so you'll see as other units come up.
Yeah, he just said rounds are being exchanged.
Okay. I was about to say about 2:30. I could have swore when this officer was not firing that there were, bullets coming back at him.
Yeah. Just lighting it up, man.
So that's 2 mags down.
And his car's just smoking because of all the gunpowder. I don't think his car is disabled at all.
No, I don't think so. It's just,
Now I
yeah.
think he's aiming out of the crevice of the door.
Yeah, probably because he just, all the smoke inside the car.
Looks like is the truck rolling backwards or is he rolling towards the truck?
I think he's still rolling towards the truck. I think his car is slowly rolling.
Like it's in drive?
No, that truck's in neutral and it rolled
Yeah, that
backwards.
truck- truck's
'Cause
rolling
it's on
back.
the hill.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Door's open. So where is this guy?
I think the dude probably ran.
Oh,
a fully
fully
burst.
auto.
Burst. Oh no, that's fully auto. Dude, those gotta be more than 70 rounds then, right? Because that's 3 mags. Unless they're 20 round mags.
Wow.
Just
see the
lighting
muzzle
them
flashing.
up,
Oh,
dude.
Look over the passenger
Yeah,
shoulder
dude.
seat,
He's just lighting
shooting
it
off
up.
into the woods.
Yeah, dude, he's just lighting it up, man.
Holy cow! How do they have that
Yeah,
much
Jesus.
ammo on them? Yeah.
I guess they're prepared for anything.
That's got to be another trooper.
Hey, probably, that's right, because you do see the other unit behind. Dude, it's so smoky you can't even read State Trooper on the seat anymore. At one point. Yeah, you're right. I guess that could have been more than one trooper.
And just kind of
Okay, next sight you'll get here is from one of the backup officers.
Backup,
right as
okay.
the vehicle comes to the roadblock. Believe
Wow,
this
that was
is,
crazy.
Trooper Michael Whitney.
Alright, are we gonna stop
I'm gonna
it?
go ahead and pause. Yeah,
Yeah.
because just
Yeah.
scrolling.
I think
through,
that's
it didn't show a whole
it.
lot.
Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, man, that's
That's pretty crazy. But
It's your neck of the wood.
yeah, that's. I'm trying to remember where Troop B is. Not far, I don't think. Let's see. Something quick while we kind of wrap this thing up here. Kind of turned into a little bit of a
Mhm.
YouTube show it all. Started off with some dude wanting to get cream on somebody tugging on his John, and somebody else getting killed
getting killed with 70 AR bullets.
through a windshield of a police cruiser. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that other one for next time, or we can discuss it some other time. Because it's gonna take a couple minutes to try to research it and find it. But man, I think this was fun. It was
Yeah,
cool to get
absolutely.
together and talk about a couple of things and just kind of put it out there, people to kind of express their opinions and where do you guys side at? You saw one gentleman kind of expressing his opinion about basically a rub and tug. If he wants to have somebody jack him off for money, you ought to be able to. Capitalism, etc. And then to complete opposite spectrum of a shootout with law enforcement where they're trained and allowed to fire from a moving vehicle at somebody else, because obviously the case here is that the person that was firing at the officers was putting the officers in danger, was putting the other public at in danger. So it wasn't like this guy was pulled over for speeding, and maybe that was the original factor. I don't know, I didn't look into the story, but obviously there's a lot going on if they're going to go to this extreme. The use of force spectrum is something that you're, as a police officer, you're allowed to be one step above whatever the person is using against you. So if they're willing to fist fight with you, you can use your baton or something like that. Or if you're a female officer and it's a man coming at you, obviously you could probably use your taser. And I'm not a professional in this, but just looking into it a little bit, if somebody has a knife, you're not going to pull out your baton.
Yeah, no. You're gonna
equal
at least
level.
tase them, yeah.
Absolutely, you have to be one level above. So, I mean, obviously they felt their lives were in danger enough for the public to start shooting through a windshield of a car, especially this last
Las
trooper.
Vegas one, I think. They didn't want other people to get shot by the suspects.
Absolutely. And this other one, the highway patrol, you could see through the front dash cam, it looks like they're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
I didn't see any houses. I didn't see any sidewalks, no schools, no. It looks like they're out in the woods. Little municipal or county road out in the middle of nowhere, and this highway patrol is probably out on his own for a while. Now, granted, yes, there's a helicopter with him, and there's backup coming, but
helicopter can't do anything. All they can do is watch.
Exactly. Generally speaking, highway patrol, they're stationed, miles and miles from each other, because they have such big areas to patrol. And so you get into a situation like this, you've got to do what you got to do. It kind of is what it is. Now, granted, they still have to follow departmental procedures and guidelines and, their own use of force spectrum, et cetera, to, make sure that they're not just out there, guns and robbers and cowboys and Indians and just, going nuts. But, I don't know. We could definitely look into it more and find out what other people think about it.
Yeah, and next time we should definitely talk about, you mentioned being able escalation of force. One of the communities that gaming communities I'm part of, there was actually a debate from a rent-a-cop who had stated that taser is actually underneath baton because they consider baton a lethal weapon. But I feel
A
like
taser could be a lethal weapon too.
yeah, for someone definitely with cardiac problems, etc. Or God forbid you somehow get the prongs into their eyes and you're essentially shocking their brain and frying their synapses. But yeah, the rent-a-cop was very adamant that he's like, baton's a lethal weapon. The taser should come first, then baton. But you look back into the old days before they had tasers, it was batons that were utilized to subdue individuals. And unless you're cracking their skulls or breaking their ribs into their hearts or puncturing their lungs, it's not really that lethal of a weapon. It's something that allows you to inflict significant amount of damage to a suspect without, killing them and without, harming yourself, essentially.
Yeah, we could definitely get into that because there's a whole thing. I mean, from classes that I was involved in college that, talked about those different types of things. A person with a knife, a distance less than 21 feet, they can travel within literally a second or two. Less than 21 feet. And you think about that, you think that that's a long way, but it's not. When you have somebody that can take 3 to 4 huge steps and be on top of it. And so if I've got somebody coming at me with a knife, I'm not going to have a baton. So to say that baton is a higher level of use of force, I get it where it could be deadly. Is that coming from, video of, way back when Rodney King? Is that, proven, et cetera, people beating, people over the head, et cetera? Again, I'm not going to get into a debate on what a baton can or cannot do. Obviously, if you beat somebody over the head with a thing, of course you're going to. But I know that if I'm the guy standing there and there's a guy across from me with a knife, I'm not going to have a baton in my. Even if that is by some considered to be a higher use of force than that taser, I want to keep my distance. And to be honest with you, I don't even know at that point if I'd have a taser out. I'd probably have.
Well, if you're by yourself, if you're by yourself, definitely have your sidearm. There's other officers around, then probably your taser.
Because that's going to probably be the only thing that drops them. Because we've obviously seen videos of people that are on drugs, PCP, meth,
Oh
whatever,
yeah,
and
PCP
get
especially.
tased and never stop.
Yeah.
Never stop. So yeah, it's yeah, we can definitely
Actually, there was another shooting. Dude was on drugs, and the officer tased him, and it didn't work, so he had to end up shooting him because he was coming at him and was like, "I'm gonna kill you."
There you go.
PCP does that, man.
But
Yeah.
Anyway, I had fun.
yeah.
Had fun.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up. Mondays at 6 a.m. They'll be scheduled to upload. So, anyone have any last final notes?
It was a
not at
blast.
all. Yeah, absolutely. Good time, guys.
All right, just the four of us podcast episode 1 is completed.